Hi, I'm Phil Constantine, and this is Travels with Phil. Today we're going to travel in North Carolina to Judaculla Rock and the Devil's Courthouse. Cherokees have lots of myths, legends, and one of them is about the giant Judaculla, or Judaculla as some people would say. He was a giant, slant-eyed, and he was known to have a courthouse up on the top of a mountain, and there's a rock where he supposedly came down and left his mark on the ground. And this is it.
Travels with Phil continues from Judaculla Rock, or perhaps as it was more commonly said in Cherokee, Tzutlakala. And this is a very interesting rock. Now, some people believe that it's may have been used to serve as sort of a boundary marker for Cherokee hunting grounds. It's about 30 miles from the Qualla boundary. It's also not too far away from Kullowee, which was an ancient Cherokee town. I'm going to move around here a little bit. This has got more markings on it than any other spot in the eastern United States. And, well, the Cherokees had a story for it. According to Cherokee legend, Judaculla was a slant-eyed giant who lived high up in the Balsam Mountains. He guarded his hunting grounds from Judaculla's judgment seat. Today he's known as Devil's Courthouse, a site reached from the Blue Ridge Parkway. Once a party of disrespectful hunters came through his land. Judaculla chased them down the mountain. With a mighty leap, the angry giant landed near Caney Fork on a large boulder. Putting his hand down to steady himself, he left his mark on the rock's surface. And his marks have also been seen on other boulders throughout Cherokee lands, including near the mother town of Kituwa, a sacred and prominent Cherokee religious center. And what I'm going to do is, it's very, very hard for me to see because of the glare, but I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit here. And right in there in the center should be, here a little bit to the right, it should be his handprint. I'll zoom out a little bit and show you the marking here. On the sign, that's where it is, right off the line here. So I'll go back up to the rock, and hopefully you can see that. Now, the spots that are chunks missing out here, those are supposedly spots where Cherokees cut away the rock, soapstone, to make bowls. So, an interesting place, nice looking country. Love the honeysuckle, lots of birds, and a tractor or two, because they're definitely working the land here and other spots. But as they say in English, Judaculla Rock out of Kullowee, North Carolina.
The family that had the property was very kind and generous to set aside the land for where the rock is at so that it could be held in perpetuity, the Parker family. And this is a picture from Milas Parker, and where they had taken some powdery stuff inside the markings. Now, they believe this is could be from 300 A.D., could be 300 years ago, could be 1,000 years ago. Who knows exactly how long it is. There's symbology in there for the Cherokee. We have all kinds of stories. We have giants. We also have little people as well. This is a traditional tribal land, and you can see there at the bottom it's Tzutlakala or Judaculla is more of a Cherokee pronunciation, and I admit I'm not very good at pronouncing certain names. But this is the general area. It is in the western part of North Carolina. This is, again, traditional Cherokee land. You'll see a picture here of one artist's rendition of what they thought Judaculla might have looked like. And he presided up at Devil's Courthouse, and I'll show you that in just a bit, but that's an example of what his hand might have looked like. And also, some people say that he might have used his thumbnail or his nail to draw that line there. That may have been a boundary line. Some people believe this is a map, and it shows certain rivers. Other people put paranormal, sky lords, things like that, symbology on it. So there's all kinds of folks that come up with all kinds of interpretations of what it's actually meant on the rock. Now, this is soapstone, and the missing pieces you see there is where people have chipped out, and then you can grind away. And it's a somewhat softer when you're working on it. Once it's left out, it gets harder, so it's called soapstone. Means it's a little bit easier to work with than other rocks, and so you could actually make bowls out of it. And here it says it's that the glyphs are between 300 and 1,500 years old, so they don't exactly know what it is. But this has been one of the most controversial and most inspected petroglyphic rocks in the eastern part of the United States. I just love the beautiful scenery out here, the Price family farm around the spot here, but some very nice honeysuckles. There were some very nice flowers as well. Several butterflies in the areas that were quite pretty, and they're a nice touch to the peaceful setting out there, except for the tractors. As I say, the property around here is a working farm. So you're going to hear farm stuff going on there, and it's a little out of the way. It's not near any major towns. It's not that hard to get to either. I mean, it's all good enough roads as you get out there. Nice little creek running through the area, so it does make for a very, very pretty setting. Now, as you leave there and going over toward Devil's Courthouse, you go through Transylvania County. No, not making that up. And this is the Devil's Courthouse. And this is located on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and Mount Hardy is in the area. And at the bottom, you can see the top, and at the top you can see 4 states. So let me go back to the video that I made the day that I was out there.
Travels with Phil continues. This is the view from Devil's Courthouse, or the view of Devil's Courthouse. Now, I said you can see 4 states out there from the viewpoint. And then up there on the top is Devil's Viewpoint, the Devil's Courthouse. Zoom in a little bit, and you can actually see a couple people up there on the very top.
Now, this area can get just downright cold and chilly during the wintertime. It's over 5,000 feet, and it gets a bit icy. And again, they tell the same story. Now, up here somewhere, supposedly, there's a cave where Judaculla held court and lorded over the other animals and spirit beings, etc., people that lived up in the area. And these are some of the rocks on the trail. Now, this it's a bit of a walk getting up there. It's not for the folks who had trouble getting around. And peregrine falcons, by the way, nest in the general area there, so you'd have to pay a little bit of attention as you come up on that. And this is one of the really nice things up there. They have these little markers up there that show you where to look.
All right, so we're up here at the Devil's Courthouse courtroom. You can see 4 states. This general direction, South Carolina. That general direction, Georgia. Right in front of you here, North Carolina, obviously. And way, 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 way in that direction, the farthest ridge is going to be Tennessee. Very nice view. Not too bad of a hike. You'll sweat a little bit. If you're old and wrinkled like me. It's very nice up here. This is actually on the Blue Ridge Parkway. They have signs that say avoid the area when it's snowy or foggy or wet. This is where the bad guy giant for the old Cherokees supposedly held court.
I do happen to like scenic views, and this has got a very, very, very nice one. Again, these markers here were very nice. So if you want to know the names of peaks and points in the distance, etc., this is very good for finding them. You just look at one and line it up with the 2 little dots there. There you go. And that'll help you find them. And some nice panoramas that I was able to shoot up here as well. So just a very nice viewpoint up here. And again, this is all part of the Cherokee traditional areas, Cherokee legends up here. And Cherokees have all kinds of stories for all kinds of things. And this is where Judaculla decided if people were being good or bad, or if the ones who were bad decided how they should be punished, etc. So it's just a lovely view up here in the southern part of the Appalachians, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much. You can leave family-friendly language comments down below, and you can always press the button over on the right-hand side if you have not subscribed so you can get all of my videos. Thanks again for watching.